For sure, the young Caroline suffered a lot and was a bit too isolated from the world and from who I am really. And for me, it was sometimes tough. But also because I went through those moments, it made me who I am today, and it made me meet the people I have in my life now, so I think I'm proud. My passion from tennis evolved a lot through the years, for sure. I have a lot of admiration on my adventure, and it's one of the things I'm working on, it's to be proud of my career that I have already. I think from my biggest wins, especially the WTA finals, I understood that I will not get happiness and joy from my tennis. That obviously was important and it will give me emotion on the moment, on the next couple of days, but that it will not probably heal the hole that I had inside myself, and that I had to work on that. And it was two different things. It was tennis and then the real Caroline who had to do her own work. I think for me, Berlin in 2024 was a big turn moment, and I was just not seeing myself able to play, and I decided, if I'm not able to play, I will rather go back home. I felt bad because I was happier to go back home than to play the tournament, which is not the point for a professional tennis player, but the weight of my shoulder for me was a sign that I had to do something different, and I had to think about my own health first and what I wanted in my heart. For me, it was important to understand why I was playing tennis. The adventure in the podcast, it kind of started to heal me. One thing that I learned, building an identity outside of only being a tennis player was very important for me. For many, many years, I only identify myself as able to play tennis. I was good at that. And that was a big challenge, and it was obviously getting outside of my comfort zone for someone kind of shy and sometimes a bit closed. It was not easy to be on the other side, to go ask people questions. I want to be friends with the other ones. I want to be me. I want to be able to give them a hug for some reason if they are sad. People trust you, and they are showing vulnerability in front of you in an interview. And that's also why I didn't want to leave last year. I wanted to be able to come back and really show who I am. Before I was very serious on practice court. I didn't really feel comfortable sometimes with playing with other girls. I was playing a lot with hitting partner. In the last couple of months, I changed a lot my view about it. I do a lot of practice with girls. I'm having a great time, and it's actually kind of funny when I compare myself to a couple of years before, when I was not talking. I was just serious about it and just looking forward to go back and play again. I can say I'm happy to practice again. I'm not a very good mover on clay court, but I kind of enjoy it. When we moved to clay after Miami, I'm always happy to go back there and trying to figure it out. It's very physical. It's mental also, because there is always some bad bounces. The lines can be tricky. There is always trying to bring one more ball. Tactical part with the drop shot and everything is more important. Well, it's a work in progress, to not get mad and frustrated over every single mistake I do, I have a tough relationship with Roland Garros. Every year I'm super motivated and I want to do my best because it's a tournament that means a lot to me. I've been there when I was a little teenager girl, I was just dreaming to play on court Philippe Chatrier. Now I am on the other side and I'm playing. And most of the time when I arrive there, I kind of forget about that little girl. I just want to compete and get the best result I can. But I have to be clear what I want to do. And obviously in the past we saw some very aggressive players won Roland Garros. If my head and my mental are clear and I'm able to play as freely as I can and maybe remember that little girl, If I would be able to see it through the eyes of this little girl would be good. There are so many ways to define excellence. I think already being a tennis player is part of being excellent because the amount of people succeeding is very low in a very tough environment, trying to push every single day and make the best of every single day with all the sacrifice and the tough moments, the pain you can have in your body. Every day you're trying to make your game slightly better or your body slightly faster or stronger. It's such like little details will define excellence.